Hi guys, welcome back to Messy and Beautiful. I'm Sarah Jane, thanks for joining me today. I'm going to be sharing with you my epic planner lineup for 2021. I will explain to you exactly how I'm using these and what I'm using them for, and more details as we go through. I am going to start off by moving these stacks because if you've seen the picture at the beginning, it is mammoth. But there is method in my madness, and I'll explain more. So I hope you'll stay tuned and I hope you enjoy this video. So the first planner that I want to show you is not set up yet, as are none of my planners. I am behind. I'm normally well ahead of the game, and this year it's just not happening. And this year has been a real struggle for me in trying to get motivation this month. As you saw in my previous videos, Tier 4 has meant, my life has been turned upside down yet again. And the other reason I haven't set this up yet is that I'm reluctant to. So this one is a Websters Pages. It's a personal size rings. I've not used personal size rings before, other than for my Christmas planner, which I found really, really helpful in December, just to shove in my bag if I went shopping and that kind of thing. So this one is intended to be my on-the-go planners because it's quite a sturdy cover. It's quite a thick cover. It protects everything that's in there. I can decorate it, put some things in the pockets and that kind of thing, but it's going to be, really functional. And I've bought some inserts from Crossbow Printables and Ickle & Co. For the year. I say for the year. I bought monthly 2021 from Crossbow Printables, and I bought 6 months worth from Ickle & Co. I'm reluctant to set it up because at the minute we're not going anywhere. We're not allowed to really leave our houses unless it's absolutely necessary. So I kind of don't want to jinx it by setting it up, but it's ready to go when I need it. The monthly 2021 is dated. I've then just got, a yearly goals section as well, and I'll do a flip through of this once I've set it up. And then this is just a vertical layout and it's undated, so I can start using it whenever. But that's intended to be my on-the-go planner. Once it is set up, I will do a flip through. Maybe I'll do a video of setting it up, so you guys can have a look. But that is a new addition to my lineup this year for personal rings. So the next section of planning is to do with my house. So I am using, you've probably seen this before because I made it on my channel, is all my cash envelopes. I am using an Erin Condren Petite Planner system for my house. So in here is a monthly layout, Petite Planner, and all it is just undated monthly with a blank page on the side. So as you might know, my husband works shifts, he's not always around, so our days off together aren't always the same. So what our plan is for next year is to sit down and work out which household job we're going to do when. And by household job, I mean things like painting and decorating, sorting out cupboards and that kind of thing. And that's what I'm going to use this for. So I'm just going to mark off, which days that we've got to do these kind of things, and then we can do a list of like what our plan is, and then that's it. That's all this is going to be used for. So really, really functional. I probably won't decorate it. It's already quite pretty. The next one is the budget layout. So everything is in dollars, but I'm just going to ignore the dollar sign and just use, the sections that I need. I might blank out some of the things that we don't need. But a lot of this stuff does apply to us. So we're going to be doing our monthly budget in here, which I'm also going to be using in conjunction with my cash envelope system. And then I'm going to do our weekly meal plans. As you know, I follow Slimming World, and this year I really would like to get on track with it. So I'm going to do a meal planner, and then I'm going to do a shopping list. And then that shopping list I will probably transfer somewhere else because there's bound to be more stuff than what we just need for the meals each week. I probably won't use meal prep strategy. I might maybe make a note of things that we've really enjoyed, and so that I remember it for the following week. But I really like this as a something to look at and something to plan out each week. And it just goes all the way through. There is some sections in the back for dinner party meal plans and that kind of thing. We're not really dinner party people, so I probably won't use those pages. And there's a recipe log in the back, which will be useful if I try a new Slimming World recipe and I really love it. I do have a recipe planner as well. It's not featured in my lineup, but it's something I've done for a long time. So that's that one. And then the last one, notebook with lined paper in it, that I'm planning on using just, you know, for to-do lists, jobs we'd like to get done in the future and that kind of thing. Anything I think of that I need to write down, it's all going to go in here if it's to do with my house. So that's kind of my home kit. I'm expecting that we'll probably look at this once a month. I will share how I do my meal planning at some point with you guys, just because I think it's perhaps a slightly different approach to what a lot of people do. And you'll be able to see, you know, some of this working. I might just do a flip through every so often rather than showing it week by week, because it's going to be, again, really, really functional. I don't tend to decorate a lot of these. I decorate my main planner, as you've seen, and other than that, I don't really decorate. The other thing that I've got to go along with that I haven't, you know, I started using, I haven't really used, is a Kiki K daily food and exercise log. I keep it in my kitchen, so when I'm really following plan, it's not calories at Slimming World, it's sins, but I just write down what I've had. I write my sins down, or A or B, because you're allowed A and B things on Slimming World as well. And then I just, you know, make a note of it. And then it has got an exercise log down the bottom, which I might use, I might not use. I'm not very good at exercising at the moment. But that's that one. Again, purely functional, will go along with my like meal planning and that kind of thing. So the next set of things is to do with my goals. Now, I don't know if you have seen, I hope these are all fitting in the frame. I can only get my camera to go so high, so I'm going to move it up a little bit. Hopefully you can see that. So you probably don't know, but I follow a goals plan that's called the HB90. She's got a YouTube channel that does planning and things. It's aimed at authors, but she does planning and, you know, productivity and that kind of thing, and I follow it and I think it's brilliant. So this is what I'm using this for. Now, one of the things that I did last year was I purchased the goals planner from her Etsy shop, and I worked my way through it. You know, you can see I've used this loads and loads. I haven't set it up yet for next year. And she plans by quarter, so it's every 3 months. You get to review it and, you know, reset your goals and that kind of thing. So I am using this big planner for that. I use the big planner because I find it easier with printables. That's the only reason. I don't have to resize anything. I can just print it out on A4 paper, punch it, stick it in a planner. And it isn't actually a planner, it's just a big snap-in cover and some gorgeous, I love these discs, some gorgeous teal discs from the Happy Planner. So I will probably stick with this one again, take my inserts out and just, you know, redo the whole thing and start again for January. And then when it comes to, you know, the next quarter, which will be April, I'll do it again in April, and, you know, I'll do it every quarter. So this is kind of a one-off thing, like how I set it up. Now, one of the things that you have to do in HB90 is work out, you know, how much time things will take you when you'll be doing them and that kind of thing. So I've had this in my stash for a long time. I've got 2 of these and I haven't used them. I am trying this year to use up more stuff in my stash rather than just hoard it, because there's no point in me having this massive collection of things if I'm not going to use them. They're lovely to look at and I love owning them and they make me happy. But at the same time, I'm spending lots of money on things I don't need to spend money on. So because I've got this, what I'm going to do is every month in here, I mean, there's a goal setting bit at the start that I might have a look through and see if any of it all would apply to me. But this Kiki, I can't remember if I said, it's a Kiki K goals planner. So each month has got my top 3 core values, so you can put in what your core values are, and then goal 1, goal 2, goal 3, goal 4. Now in HB90 you only set 3 goals, so goal 4 won't get used, but that's fine because I'll use the rest of it. Then it's got a monthly planner that is undated, so I can date it and I can work out exactly when I'm going to be doing what. And then there's a notes page, so when it comes to the reviews and things, I can make quick notes of things that I achieved. If you haven't followed this plan before, it might seem a little bit confusing. I'm not going to explain it to you because it's not my plan. but I find it really useful. So that's what I'm going to use this for, to help set up the goals that I set for myself. And then this one is another Erin Condren Petite Planner that I'm going to be using. Again, had it in my stash for a while now, and I thought it'd be nice for me to start trying to use it in a certain way. So this is a slightly different goals breakdown book. I put the jelly cover on here that came from the summer seasonal surprise box, because I thought it was really pretty, and I liked, the minute I open it, I see that, it just makes me smile. So it's the goal setting journal from the Petite Planner collection, and I am just going to work my way through and kind of use it in conjunction with the HB90 plan. So I'm going to remind myself of the steps I take in that, and then what I'm going to be doing. I can set all of that out, and then I can tick off things that I've done. But it will all kind of work together, is my intention. And then the other thing that I've done with this is just kind of turn it into like a feel-good planner. I really struggle with my mental health. I have numerous ways I deal with this. But this I thought would be a nice thing for me to start off the day with. It's a self-care journal, again part of the Petite Planners. I got most of these from Zulily, by the way, in the sales, so they were quite cheap when I bought them, which is why I've got so many, and I've got tons and tons of the Petite Planners, so I thought, again, why not use them? But I'm just going to use this just for, like, I might reflect on yesterday, so yesterday's positive thought, my mood for the day, my sleep, what I plan on doing for the day, and other ways I took care of myself and that kind of thing, just to reflect on the day, really. Again, probably won't decorate it. I won't decorate most of these, like I said, they're purely functional. And then this is like a day by day. So what I might do, I haven't decided yet if I'm going to be using this or not. I've just put it in there really to fill up the planner, rather than have a blank string. But if I don't use it, then I might take it out and put some stickers in here, just so I've got some stickers if I want them. There are pockets in the back of these, if you haven't seen them before, that do have a sticker sheet in there. But this is like a day-to-day page, so I can, put down my to-do list. I can put positive quotes or what have you, or remind myself of my goals maybe. I haven't 100% decided on what I'm going to use that one for, but it's in there. And then the other one that I thought I would do is just write a little bit about gratitude each morning when I wake up. So that's going to be part of my morning routine to help set me up for the day. And it all goes together, and it's all my goal setting. So let's move those out the way. The other thing that I started, and I actually started a Facebook group about this, is the Plan a Happy Life book. I made myself a notebook with some pretty discs down the side, the rose gold and the purple ones. It's in a rose gold deluxe cover. I took a Happy Notes cover. I've taken dividers from Happy Notes, and I've taken various pages out of things, and then I've just started working my way through the book. But what happened was I lost track. I stopped using it. I stopped reading it. I just gave up with it entirely because I follow HB90 and it works for me. I haven't gone back to this, but one thing that this does do is try and promote looking at things that perhaps you forget that you enjoy, and how to bring those things back into your life. So hopefully throughout 2021, I'm not proposing I do this in, a couple of weeks or whatever, like the book club was supposed to be. I am going to have a look at, reflect on myself and things I've got going on in my life and what I want for my life. And I'm hoping that this will help me do that. So this kind of goes in with the goal setting. Again, it's not really a planner, it's more of a notebook, but it's just something else that's in my lineup that I will be using. I don't foresee that up to now any of these things other than my food diary will be every single day, but that's going to change. The next one that I've got is this Erin Condren monthly planner. It used to be called the monthly deluxe planner. I went for a silver coil with the mid-century circle design. I had never had an Erin Condren before. I wanted to see what all the fuss was about. I bought one ages ago and I was using it for my YouTube planning last year. I've stopped using it. I'm very much a fly by the seat of my pants kind of filmer. I film things without, you know, even making a list of what I'm going to talk to you about, and all of that sort of stuff. So I've kind of given up with that idea. But what I thought this would be good for 2020, 2021, I went for the colourful layers design. If you know about Erin Condren, you would have seen this. So in the monthly deluxe, you get a monthly overview. You get this like dashboard page, I guess, and then just some blank notes pages. So I thought it was helpful for my YouTube channel, and it was for a time, but when I first started, but now I've got a bit further down the line, I realised I'm not really looking at it. I kind of just do this for fun, and if people subscribe, then great, but if not, it's a hobby for me, really, and I really enjoy it, so that's why I keep going with it. But so instead, what I'm going to do is use it for work. Now, I only work 3 days a week, so I don't need your average weekly spread with, you know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, because they're not always my working days. But I always have huge to-do lists, loads to organise. I need to know what date things are due and all of this sort of stuff. So I'm not going to talk too much about my job. But what I thought would be good is that I can use the monthly calendar for the dates that I need to track. Then this page I'm going to use for keeping up with my client accounts, and then these last few pages are just going to be my checklist pages of things that I need to get done. And I do tend to do it bullet journal style as well, even in a planner. So I thought that would be nice for me to use next year for work. So that's my work planner. Then, whilst we're on the subject of social media planner, look at her, isn't she cute? I managed to get one of the box sets. I'm still really excited about this, from the Disney Princess collection. I am a massive Disney freak. I haven't even taken the plastic off this yet because she's on the front, but Ariel is my favourite. I bought it because I really, really needed this bookmark. Stupid, a lot of money to spend for a piece of plastic with a picture of a mermaid on it. But it was worth it to me. It makes me happy. So I've got a mini dashboard planner. Now, I haven't even opened this yet. I haven't even thought about setting it up again. In fact, let's just take this off while I'm talking to you guys. So I already use a mini dashboard planner. Look how pretty. It's so cute. Look, flounder in the corner. So exciting. I do use a mini dashboard planner. I use this to plan social media. Not so much my YouTube, more my Instagram posts. I PR for a few people, and that kind of thing. And it does really work for me. The dashboard layout in a mini is enough space for what I need it for. And I find it really helpful. So I do already have one that goes to June next year. So I didn't need January to December. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start again in this one. And I'm going to use this throughout 2021. And then I'm going to go back to my old one, and hope they don't bring out another beautiful design the year after, and just redate it. Because I kind of dip in and out of it anyway, as to how much I use it. Some weeks is decorated and there's loads and loads of stuff in it, and other weeks it's just a list of bullet points and that kind of thing. And this one's quite decorated already, so a combination of I couldn't resist and actually it's really useful. So you would have seen my other one, which is, I'll show you, actually I've got it to hand, is this one. I've got the mini farmhouse for July to June. So I've got 6 months left in this that I'm not going to use, but like I say, I will put it to one side and I will redate it, and then start using this one. I will probably change the discs over as well because I love these discs. That's my social media planner. Then I am using, and I'm still going to be using, my bookish planner. And I also use, this is a notebook, it's not a planner, but I kind of use them together. So in fact there's a third one that will probably go in this category, which is this squad goals planner. So what's the easiest way to explain this? Now, I say spiritual books, things about, you know, they're like self-help books, but they're not necessarily all self-help. It's about productivity, it's about manifesting, and, you know, self-belief and all this sort of stuff. I read books like that, and I have been using this notebook on an evening just to, when I'm reading these books, if anything really strikes me as really important, then I, you know, write it in here. I'm not going to go into it in too much detail because there's a lot in here that's quite personal. But I absolutely love this notebook. I think it was from like Home Bargains or B&M, one of them. And then I bought a jelly cover from Salty Katie Co. Just because I loved it. I thought it was really pretty, purple string. So I've just put this notebook in it because, again, I've got it, I might as well use it. Rather than it sitting in a box and looking very pretty. So when I'm reading those sorts of books, if anything I need to write down, then I'm going to put it in there, part of my evening routine. So then these two are also part of my evening routine. Now my husband bought me this planner for Mother's Day, I think, this year, because he saw it when I showed it to him, and he did the natural thing of buying me it as a present, which is wonderful. But I didn't really have a use for it because it's also a horizontal layout. So the pages look like this. I have been using it. Now, one of the things that I started doing is drawing tarot. I don't know much about tarot. I don't probably use it in the way it should be used. But for me, it's about just trying to get in touch with my intuition and being like, you know, how am I really feeling at the moment? Because one of the things I really struggle with is how to express myself emotionally. Always has been a problem for me, and I'm in a lot of therapy and all of this stuff. But this is something that has been really, really helping me. So what I've been doing is drawing a card each day. I say each day, there are gaps, and I've kind of come away from it a little bit. But every time I draw a card, I, you know, do a little doodle about it, and then I do a bit of journaling about it and, you know, how I'm feeling, and then I sum up the week. I'm not going to go into too much detail about it because, again, it's quite personal. So what I'm going to do in 2021 is continue doing this. So, you know, draw a card on an evening, think about it for a little while, look up the meaning, and then journal. And it's just basically a journal. I don't decorate this other than a little doodle on a monthly spread, which will again go as part of my nightly routine with this. And the other thing I bought, I didn't need this either. I am a sucker for the Happy Planner. I've been less so this time round, and I'm really proud of myself because I've bought none of the new release. I haven't bought any of the new sticker books because I've got so many that it's pointless. So I bought this as intending on being my catch-all planner for next year. So you guys already know that I use a classic vertical, and that's what this is. That's what I bought it for. I changed the discs to these gorgeous blue metal discs just because I loved them, and it was going to be my catch-all for 2021. Then, I mean, that would leave me with 6 months unused anyway, because this was again the June to December release. Then they released the Disney planners, which naturally I had to have. So I've been trying to come up with a way of how I'm going to use this whilst it's still in date. And what I did last year, and I thought about doing this year, but actually I'm going to change my approach a little bit. So last year I had this. This is a wellness layout, and all I did with it was track like my wellness. So each day I'll try and find a blank page. One at the beginning because I didn't get this till March, and I bought it from Zulily, but they don't do this style this year either. So it's just a monthly layout, and then you get the wellness layout. So you get a box for intention, nourish, movement, take note. So what I was doing was writing down what my, you know, intention was for the day in terms of my wellness. Nourish, I'd probably make a quick note about what I ate. Movement, I'd log my steps and put my weight in every week. And then reflection was just a little bit of journaling about how I felt I did and what I could do differently and this kind of stuff. Use this monthly page for like gratitude. But obviously I've already got a gratitude separate planner for next year. And the other thing that I use on a daily basis is a Skinny Classic. Now this Skinny Classic I use, again, it's quite personal. So I will try and find a blank one. There'll be one towards the back because again, I didn't get this till March. I bought it from Zulily. I was using this to track my total expenditure on planner supplies because it got towards the end of the year and I was like, I'm skint. Where's all my money going? I wonder if it's this. So that's what I was using that for. Really helpful, actually. it's really been an eye-opener for me. And then I'd use the monthly to write down my achievements. Now, to me, achievements are things like, I had a shower and washed my hair. I loaded the dishwasher. Now, they are achievements to me because it's all small steps to keep my life functioning. And it's about giving myself a little bit of a pat on the back for those days where you go, oh, I've done nothing today. And it helped me go, actually, I have done something today. It might not have been what I intended to do, but these are the things that I've done for the day. So this one I kind of decorate. I will try and find a page where I have maybe decorated it and not used it. So I wouldn't necessarily do this every day. I would try to, but like there I've done, you know, a bit of decoration. Here I started to, and then I didn't do it for a few days, and then I didn't do it at all that week. Like, so I try and do it every day, but I don't beat myself up about it if I don't do it every day. But it's something that I would just do before bed. This one, and my draw a card in tarot. So what I thought I would do, rather than replace these with the same thing and spend more money, I already had a planner. So this year I'm going to be using this one for that. So I'm obviously going to remove July until December. So I'm going to start in January. And what I'm going to do with this 6 months is either put it at the back, or I'm going to pull it out and put it on separate discs. So I'm going to redate that at some point and use it at some point. But January, this time, I'm going to use this. I'm either going to use it again for gratitude, just because it's a very, very quick, like, family, you know. My daughter made me laugh, all of this sort of stuff. Things that just make me really, really happy for the day. And then I'm going to kind of treat this as the wellness layout. So I'm going to do my intention for the day, my food for the day, and then reflect on the day. Is basically all I'm going to use it for. It's kind of journaling again. I do a lot of journaling. I do a lot of writing. It's important to me. I feel it necessary to split it up into different things. I like to compartmentalise my life. So that's the reason I do different planners. Now, I did Franken Plan for a while. It didn't really work for me because I found that I'd only go back to my catch-all and then I wouldn't bother with anything else. So I now keep my planners in different places in my house. So like these ones live next to my bed. This one's going to live in my handbag. You know, the ones about my household are going to live downstairs in our kitchen, where we're going to, you know, talk together as a partnership and that kind of thing. So that's what works for me. Now, the next two are memory planners. I hate this cover, I really do. I am trying to find one on a Destash that I can replace it, just because I think it looks really old and tired. But I plan on using this next year for 2021. It is a big planner. It is the memory keeping layout. I bought it from Zulily ages ago. It's been in my stash. I love memory planning, so I'm going to try my best to keep up with it. Now, I'm not aiming to do this every single day. What I'm planning on doing is, you know, writing some post-it notes about things. I can look back at my planners of what we've done. Photos I am going to put in the envelopes, you know, the happy planner envelopes, each week or each month for where they go. And then when I've got time, I'm going to sit down and do this and try my best to keep up for 2021, because I love documenting everything. So why wouldn't I? And then this one is a similar story. So this one is one I started. Excuse my post-it notes all over the show. And I love this memory planner. This is the cover I love. I absolutely love it, but I don't want to take it off this one because this memory keeping planner means an awful lot to me. This is the one that I started when I got pregnant with my daughter. Now, it's a few years. I am really behind. I'm probably only at about 16 weeks pregnant. But I have been documenting things. I haven't used the monthly pages. I don't know how to use those. I'm still thinking about that. But I have kind of been documenting, you know, different things about like my pregnancy and where we've been and like my first scan and all of this sort of stuff in a memory keeping planner, and I'm enjoying it. I love, you know, writing about her and my experiences of being pregnant with her and all of this sort of stuff. And I thought it'd be really nice for her to look back on when she's older. Just for her to know how lucky we are to have her, even if, you know, we fall out in the future, whatever. Like, family dramas happen, don't they? So this is one I've been working on, and I'm going to keep going with it. So again, things I'm not going to do every single day, but they are there, I am using them. The other thing that I've got is a B6 Traveller's Notebook from Simply Gilded. I use this for all sorts of things. So this time, this was me using it for my HB90 last quarter. I used one of the notebooks for that. It's now full, so you know that one's redundant now. I don't know if I'm going to replace that because I've already got a different system this year. It didn't really work, me having it in here, so I don't know what I'm going to do with the first string. But the second string is just kind of a journal, but this is more of an on-the-go journal. If I'm like at my mum's or something like that and I'm feeling a bit rough, then I take this out with me and I journal in here. Then the next one I'm not going to show you because it's quite embarrassing. Maybe I'll show you the doodles I did with little pencil design because they're not quite so bad. So this is kind of like a little art journal. It's just blank paper really. The pens bled through, unfortunately. But I'm just going to keep going with it, doodling in here, you know, drawing, getting some paints out and that kind of thing. It's just one of the blank notebooks. Again, the paper's not the best quality, but it was a use for it for me. And it's the kind of thing I take on holiday with me as well. And then the last one, I have been practicing my up and down strokes for hand lettering because it's dot grid. So again, it's not really something I use all the time. It's just kind of there if I need it. But I just thought I would show you what I'm using that for. And then I have this Traveller's Notebook as well. You're going to start to think I'm insane. I'm not doing this just for the sake of it. I don't come into these every single day. It's just depending on which hobby I'm doing and that kind of thing. So this one is a Traveller's Notebook from Hobbycraft. And the inserts from Hobbycraft too. Again, haven't really bothered decorating it. It's just there if I need it. I started off by using this. This intended, look, this was going to be my sticker journal last year. I decorated the cover and then I didn't do anything with it. And then I started a, record of all the TV I watched during the first lockdown. And then I got to like May and I stopped doing it. So that one I don't really know if I'm going to start it again, maybe make a record of the shows that we're watching and that kind of thing. Or if I'm just going to not bother and use it for something else again in the future, I don't know. And then this one I use for like my notes from therapy. I see my therapist maybe once every fortnight. And she always gives me tools and techniques to try out. So I make a note of them in here and then like reflect on how they're working in my nighttime journals and that kind of thing. It's kind of like an overview book of all the techniques that I have in my armoury. If I'm having a particularly bad week, I can refer back to that. And then this last one, now I have been thinking about writing a book for, 10, 15 years. So this last one is my writing ideas. I just jot down anything that comes into my head, things that I think that might work. I have not started writing said book. I don't know if I'm going to do it this year. I keep putting it off. I'm a bit frightened, if I'm honest. I've started to put pen to paper, which sounds really stupid when all I do is plan by the looks of things. But yeah, this is another one that I dip in and out of. Just as and when I need it. It's around if I need it. And then the last one, I think I keep saying it's the last one, but this is actually the last one, is my Disney planner. So this is my Mickey Mouse planner. This is the reason I ended up replacing that Squad Goals one that I love, and now having to find a use for Squad Goals. But I bought the classic layout with classic Mickey. It's Disney all over, but at the same time, it's also a really, really minimalistic layout. So all of the headers can be covered over. And then you're just left with some real blank pages that I will be using for my weekly catch-all planner that you see me planning on Plan With Me. This one will be highly decorated. This is the one that will be my main planner. So it's going to end up being really chunky, I imagine, by the end of the year. And this is the one that you will see. A lot of the others you won't see. You might see my personal rings from time to time, but you won't see a lot of the other ones again, other than, maybe if I do another recap of how I'm using them and that kind of thing. But yeah, so that is all the kind of planners and notebooks that I'm using this year. Like I say, I don't do them all every day. I've said that a few times in this video. I don't want you to think that I'm Superwoman and that I spend all this time planning and then getting loads and loads of stuff done. That's not the reality. The reality is I plan when I need to plan. I use the other things with the best of intentions, and I'm not going to beat myself up if I don't use them. A lot of them are undated, thankfully, or just notebooks, so it doesn't matter if I skip a week and that kind of thing. But yeah, so just another quick rundown. So my memory planners, obviously my catch-all Disney planner, my work planner, my goal setting, that's for Plan a Happy Life. And this is for like gratitude and goal setting, and I guess like mental health. My goals planner and my other goals planner, HB90. I'm surrounded by planners, guys, this is crazy. So then my food diary, my cash envelope system, again just the one that I made to go along with my household and budget. I'm having to do this in little stacks just because there's so many. So this one's kind of like therapy and dreams, I guess. And then this one is just like hobbies and creativeness. This one is going to be my wellness planner with my notes book from like self-help books and my tarot. And then this is my on-the-go planner. And I think that's all of them. I hope you really enjoyed this lineup and that it wasn't too disjointed. It's my first time doing anything like this, and showing everyone how many planners I truly use. If you want to have another look through some of these in particular, then let me know in the comments, or if you want to know again how I'm using them and look at it in a bit more detail, then I'm happy to share that with you as well, depending on which one it is. So do let me know. I am open to ideas of other videos and things, and I love listening to what you guys have to say about them. So just leave me a comment and I will get to it. And I hope to see you back soon for more planning, which the ones you will see will be these two. The rest are just add-ons, really. These two are going to be my main planners. That one is obviously subject to tier 4. But I'm going to be doing a setup of this at some stage over the next week or so, and then hopefully I'll get it up as soon as I can, hopefully before the 1st of Jan, but I make no promises. And I hope you'll come back and join me for that. Thank you very much for joining me and for bearing with me in this massive stack of planners, and I wish you all a happy new year. Take care.